Faders of the Lost Art.
Welcome to Faders of the Lost Art 2024 NAMM. Faders of the Lost Art live, baby. We here, we live. I'm here with some of the most influential folks of our era. Some heavy hitters in the building. Big shout out to Cloud Mikes hosting us. And yeah, I'll introduce you to some of my friends. Calin Enache, he is an amazing recording and mixing engineer, and he is a co-founder of Mixwave plugins, which are freaking dope. Check out CA70, all that. Some of his credits include ASAP Ferg, IDK, Joey Badass, legendary folks in the building, you know what I'm saying?
Appreciate
My boy
it.
Bainz over here, Young Thug, you know what I'm saying? Cardi B, Offset, the list goes on and on and on. Bainz is literally legendary, like in this era, you know what I'm saying? It's on my right, Jess Jackson, another legendary guy, you know what I'm saying? Like Pop Smoke, Tyga, Kanye, need I say more? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. Shaan Singh, my boy.
The true goat.
Yeah, it's good. Say less, you know what I mean? He's got a Grammy with Childish Gambino. You know what I mean? Like, he's killing it. MGK, he's killing it. Killing it.
Thanks, brother.
Young Thug, killing it. You know what I'm saying? So the credit list is longer than, you know what I'm saying, your phone bill. So, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Faders of the Lost Art. What's good, y'all? How y'all doing?
Chilling, man.
Living the dream at NAMM, baby.
Hell yeah. Well, fuck it. Let's start popping them rounds off. What's your new favorite plugins, baby? That CA70s. I'm gonna steal all y'all, so y'all can't say that.
You already know.
I'm gonna double down on that.
Yeah, but I just got it, man. Thanks, dude.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. Yeah. It's cool, man. It adds a lot of depth to shit. It sounds very analog. I know everybody says that. I think this really fucking does. I curse a lot. Hope that's not a problem.
Yeah, fuck it.
All right, fuck. Yeah, it just adds a lot of depth to sources, a lot of very natural harshness removal, and it's great for when, like, fake sounds, like fake horns, fake strings, shit that
All
you
right, give
struggle
us
with.
some legendary folks in here have some presets that y'all need to check out, but give us some sauce. Like, what does each knob do?
So it's based on it's the Coil Audio CA70S, which is based on a circuit from, like, what was it, the 1930s or 40s. It was licensed through the 50s to companies like RCA and Gates. Very simple design, but what's unique about what Coil did with the hardware is they took a setting that's usually inside of a tube preamp, negative feedback, which is usually set. Negative feedback is flipping the phase and sweeping it, is what you could do with the negative feedback knob on the front of the Coil unit. But in the past, they would just set it, and that was the sound. And they had the brilliant idea of, like, what if we take that knob and put it on the front of the unit, and it's basically flips the phase and sweeps it. But it's not just as simple as, like, a low-pass filter, which is what it sounds like at first. It's a lot of interesting harmonic shit going on, and it acts like a front to back. It's just a really awesome sounding fucking unit. So the negative feedback is the magic. What is that?
There's a kick drum back there.
Oh, okay. I was like, what the fuck? The negative feedback is definitely the main thing.
Yeah.
And then what's cool is with the plugin, you could blend it in a little bit. So it's very colorful and big sounding, and sometimes it's, like, overwhelmingly huge sounding. But fucking with the negative feedback and the low end controls, and then blending the wet dry can really, you could put it on the mix bus. Sometimes I'll blend it just 10% wet for just a little more depth and low end fullness, shit like that. So
There you
it's
go.
great on anything.
That's that mojo. Getting right to it, bro.
Mojo box, baby.
Shooting shots.
Yes, sir.
Yo, that I'm gonna take another one. That new Soothe joint. I mean, that new
Bloom,
Upsound.
Sound.
Bloom, yeah.
it's
I was just over there like half an hour ago. It's fucking
Yeah, it's
sick.
really cool, man. We've been messing around with that for over a year now.
Word.
I've been playing around with it since it was, like, in its infancy. It didn't even have a name, but I really like how you can, like, really dial in stuff. Like, a lot of these plugins that kind of, like, you think they're doing too much, like, you don't have control. They kind of scare me. With this, it's taken a lot of the benefits of that, but giving you more control.
Yeah.
So I really dig it.
Yeah, on like acoustic guitar, it sounds dope.
Yeah.
That's the demo I was listening to over there too. I was
Yeah.
like, this shit sounds crazy with those, like, resonances, the low shit. I was like, wow.
It's like a cheat code.
Jess, I
Cheat
know
code.
you're not a huge fan of plugins. What?
Tell us about your favorite SSL plugins.
Says the guy that owns a plugin company. Probably one of the most used plugins in the history of plugins.
What was that thing that you were just talking about?
the new Oak Sound.
The company that makes Soothe and Spiff,
Yeah.
they came out with some new shit. It's like a, how would you describe it?
Well,
Bain?
did you say it finds resonances?
Yeah, I mean, how would you describe it? I feel like it was
they told
fixing
me
a lot of shit.
it was a mix balancer, so it finds where there's a buildup of frequencies, and there's no presets, there's no guidance, there's no like reference track. It just sees where there's like an uneven buildup, and it
there
kind
are
of
presets,
it
by the
kind
way,
of
but still, I know. Yeah.
you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
but
Like,
but you can like get in pretty. You have more control. I would say it's kind of like what Gulfos does, but with way more control, way
Right.
more.
Which is what we
targeted.
always wanted from Golf House.
Exactly.
It's
That's
like,
true.
how do I get in and like
More
fuck
knobs.
with this shit instead of being like this magic thing that's
more
hard.
knobs.
And
Yeah.
not
See,
knowing
I
what it's
like
doing.
things like that where they're like more utilitarian. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they serve more of a utility purpose as opposed to like something being a little bit more subjective. You know, subjective
Yeah.
things. It's like, you know, there's a million people doing those kind of things in our space, and I think that like the utilities are dope. Like, how do I get rid of resonances automatically and like
Yes.
save myself a bunch of time doing that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So these are like dope tools. These are the things that get me excited. It's like anything that can save my time
Yeah.
and get me out of the studio and into like, well, the outside world, then I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
And to add on, like the auto-tune EQ, that's a game changer too, man. Because that's super helpful.
That vocal EQ,
So-
yeah, it's
yeah.
so
so
good.
good.
So
Killer,
good.
man. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And even
make
the-
my life
the-
easier.
The new verb,
Yeah.
like the auto EQ thing that they have in there that like pulls out issues and stuff with it just makes it easier. It just figures it out and does it. I like the way that works.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
we're working on like a lot of new algorithms for that as well. So like the auto-tune reverb isn't a plugin that's just going to remain how it is when we first released it. Like we've got some ideas to expand it and stuff, you know. So we're going to do some like, you know, add some algorithms, add some other little things behind the hood that we can, you know, as creators tweak and then have them in our presets. So users might not necessarily be able to get to them or see the elements, but we'll be able to like serve them up to the users. And it's going to be a fun plugin. Like it's always going to be expanding, you know, as we start messing around with like, you know, more different. I was just saying to the guys the other day, like, what if we could combine, you know, the different algorithms and have like an all buttons in version.
Oh wow.
Like a, you know,
That would
like.
sound cool as fuck.
You know what I'm saying? You know,
Yes.
like on the RMX, for instance, yeah.
That'd
You
be
got
nuts.
like ambience, which is a mix, somewhat of a mix of plate and hall. There's ambience.
And it's one of the
right?
coolest fucking settings on there. It's
Yeah.
the ambience
Yeah.
mode on the RMX16. Yeah.
So like, you know, the idea is to like just mess around and see if we can create some stuff that hasn't been done before.
I just love how Antares is going beyond. It's like your company has such a lock on the whole auto-tune thing that everybody uses, but is still pushing to go beyond and do other cool shit. Like that, again, that EQ
Yo,
and
that,
the
tho-
reverb.
that thing is strong.
Those
new plugins are strong.
They're very strong, yeah.
bro.
They're not
They
just like
sound
throwing more
fire.
shit out there. They're
Yeah.
like really good.
Which
Which
is
is
the
dope.
same thing you said, like saving time. Because when I was doing the mix with master, I was saying like before, I would have to like do a lot more clip effects and like either like, you know, have multiple tracks with the same vocal because you know there's only certain parts that have boominess in certain areas or whatever. But now you can like, you know, it can find its sweep itself. You know, you don't need to automate or do anything. It just does it for you.
Yeah.
It saves so much
It's
time.
just trying to get to the finish line faster, you know?
Yeah.
So we-
Without sounding phasey. 'Cause
Right.
That's a big part of things, you know.
No, it is though, because I don't know about you guys, but I'm like really sensitive to phase, man. It drives me crazy.
More than anything. Yeah.
Yeah?
100%. Yeah, I feel the same way.
Like, would you say like when you listen to something and it doesn't sound forward enough, like the first thing you do is like try and fix the phase?
Anytime something fucks with my ear in any way, before I can even think about it, I glance on my clarity M meter, the correlation meter, to see if what I'm thinking is what's happening.
Yeah.
And it usually is some weird phase
It's
thing
like
or
going
something.
negative or.
I used to do that all the time, and I haven't been. Thanks for reminding me. That's
I think it's
that's
useful.
it.
Well, it's
You
one
know,
of the most
believe it or
important
not,
things.
I
Yeah.
turned in a mix with delay compensation off recently, and yeah.
Like you're like export, just turn the volume down. It'll be
No,
fine.
I mean, thankfully, I mixed it that way. So like
Oh, I
I
see.
somehow like made the groove
it worked.
work,
You just made it
work
work.
with what I had. Yeah, it wasn't until the next session the client was like, "Yo, the kick drum's off. Like, what'd you do?" You know. So he's like, "Sounds great, but just some's off time." And I was like, "Oh, that must be." you know, we all get bit in the ass sometimes. But,
Anytime I get a session sent without this delay compensation, first I spend 10 minutes cursing everyone in the world out, and then I start working.
right.
That's the first thing you got to do when you get a session to mix. Is you go to the options menu and make sure that baby's checked off. Second from the bottom.
It's got to be on from the tracking phase too, or else.
Otherwise, you're
Yeah,
fucked.
facts. You're already
exactly.
fucked. You're right.
So
Yeah.
just always keep it on.
Just always
So for the sessions that you get where it's off when you receive it, yeah, what do you do to fix it?
Man, you got to calculate the samples and nudge everything and just pray that it works.
And that also
nudge.
doesn't always work.
Yeah.
Sometimes that, but otherwise, like off late, what I've had to do is import the bounce, flip the phase, put delay compensation back on, flip the phase of the vocal,
Still
and then
cancels.
and then
Move it
and then
around.
move it bar by bar, because every track, one track might have different delay than the next track. So every track you have to do that. It's a nightmare.
And the auxes too. You have to add on the auxes and the master fader.
Another
Like,
cool
do you know
trick
what I
is you reach out to the tracking engineer and tell him he's a dumbass.
Yeah.
Send it back
First
the right
thing.
way.
Yeah, use
Well,
it
go ahead,
first.
Jess.
Never
What
do
was
that
your, What was
again.
your method?
Well, yeah, without knocking anyone out, I just commit all the tracks. If you just commit everything as is, and then you start a new session off those new stems,
Does that make sense?
and then you
Does
don't have to worry about nothing.
Oh,
that
great!
make sense?
Yeah, I did.
Smart.
I somehow never
tried
thought of that. This is by far the
Jesus.
most obvious thing to do.
It has worked for certain parts, but sometimes I did try that on this one that I got recently, and it just wasn't getting there. So I had to go and really get in there, and get my hands dirty, and fix it.
Well, even then, still, once that's done, we'll still do what you said, Bainz, and take in the rough and make sure that it's perfectly aligned and everything.
Yeah.
And,
That's the one thing, man. That's the one thing the artist is gonna notice before anything else. You
Yeah.
don't care what EQ you've done, how much
it's the
pull-up
timing. It's
or
always
warmer.
timing.
It's just timing.
Yeah,
'cause
if the
that's
snare or the
like-
vocal or something moves forward a little bit, the whole vibe is fucked.
Yeah.
It's always timing, man. It could be off by fucking 5 milliseconds.
It's unbelievable. And they notice it.
And the artist knows.
The
every
artist
time.
knows, even if they're not the most technically
5
savvy.
milliseconds to them is a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah, especially when they're nudging by 1 millisecond.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. What's your nudge set to?
I personally, it just depends on what I'm doing, but when I'm recording, I use feet and frames, and I use a quarter frame.
Same.
Whoa.
And I got that from James Fauntleroy years ago, and Thug and everyone have just gotten used to that pocket.
Yeah.
Now, it depends on the artist. When I'm working with Offset, we're in milliseconds because that's what the Migos do. Some people like samples. It just depends. Samples is kind of
I never understood samples,
because
bro.
it changes based on
By the
sample rate.
BPM you're on
Yeah.
and the sample rate you're
Exactly, yeah. So that's and
Oh,
feats
that's
and
very
frames is
nice.
an old film thing. It's a post production thing. It's not even an audio thing, but just that quarter frame works out.
in. It's really loud.
Well, welcome to NAMM,
Slapping the bass,
motherfuckers.
man. Slapping the bass.
I hope
It's
you like
the
bass.
worst place to have a booth, isn't it? Right next to the fucking bass demo and the kick drum, whatever thing. The NS10 kick drum mic.
Exactly.
That's what that is, right?
Yeah. This was a sub kick. That's what it's called. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's where they got that idea from.
You guys don't ever just nudge just visually? I've gotten so used to exactly just seeing it. I'll zoom in a certain amount. I'll look at the grid and I'm like, yeah, this needs about this much. And it's usually first try, it's about right. And then maybe some micro nudges.
Yep. And
Yeah, that's
seconds after
fine for kicks and snares and shit that have big transients that you can actually see.
Yeah.
All that shit, you can do it visually.
What I do with stuff that's really hard, I'll drop a marker, and then I'll use the marker to line up my two.
That's a good idea. Fuck.
My two
That is a
peaks.
good fucking idea.
Even
We're all learning shit today,
Why don't I
baby.
think of that?
I'm more of a visual kind of guy, because sometimes I don't understand the feats and samples, and I'm just oh man, fuck it, I'll just grab that motherfucker
Just
and put
get
it where
it
I, you know. So
With vocals,
yeah.
the pocket is different though. Some
Yeah,
people
man.
like to be ahead of the beat. Everyone has their own pocket. Sometimes I've done some records where when we did Hot, I looked at Gunna and I was like, the pocket, it feels like it's ahead, but that record did so well.
They
And he
want
was
that.
like, nah,
They
it's
want
right,
that on
it's
top
right.
of the beat shit.
Yeah,
They want
yeah,
that early.
like-
Yeah.
Well,
Sure,
I'll tell you
yeah.
guys, before we bought Auto-Tune, I started delving into the code and looking at the way that the algorithms of Auto-Tune worked, and there was something I discovered in earlier versions where every time you hit play, it would play back with a different amount of latency every single time. So it was the pocket would change every time, and you would never really even know unless you really, committed 2 passes and then did a null test.
Right.
But it was stuff like that was going on.
Which
so,
some people would do, and they wouldn't know if they were crazy
Yeah.
or what the heck's going on.
but you wouldn't, it was just like playing roulette.
Yep.
When you bounce the song, was it going to be good or not? Like the timing.
It's crazy.
What I used to do back then is I would commit 2 versions of the same track with autotune, and then listen and pick the better one. That's
Yeah.
a good chance. So you don't need more than 2. Like,
And it didn't. Yeah, you're right. It almost like round robin through like a set of different styles of takes or something.
Was this
like
we're talking
algorithms.
autotune like 6 or something like that?
No, 6 didn't do it.
It was before.
Evo,
So it was
6 was called Evo, and Evo didn't do it. It was like Autotune 5 did it a little bit, and 7 did it quite a fair bit.
Oh,
It
7
was-
too.
Yeah, remember 7?
Yep.
Yeah. We're past those days now, thank
Yeah.
you so much.
Thank God. Yep.
was a lot of that fixing that? Was that when everything went 64-bit, like past version 11
It
and 12?
wasn't to do with like the bit rate. It wasn't to do with.
This the operating system stuff.
Yeah, it wasn't to do with that stuff. It was just more like just stuff in the code that just it was, like a lot of the times, like with computer code, it becomes antiquated, and then instead of decompartmentalizing code into like buckets of A, B, C, and D, people just get an
Stack more
idea.
shit on top, right?
Yeah, and they just start writing more and more, and it's like throwing ingredients into a pan without.
Don't
like,
talk about Pro Tools that way. Kidding. I'm just kidding.
No, but that's a good example of where we're at.
It's all good. We all love it. It's all good.
No, but it took us like 2 years to break the code down and to decompartmentalize it and recode everything from scratch and put it into manageable buckets that we can say, all right, this is for this is for this, so on and so forth.
Interesting.
Boring stuff.
No, it's cool because you hear about that with certain. Well, I guess I just said it, but you're like, oh, why won't they just do this? Well, it's really hard to redo a whole thing, but I guess the buckets thing is an interesting way to think about it.
Yeah. If you want to move forward, I mean, it's no different than what we do with working on music. It's like now you got folders in Pro Tools, right? And everyone's putting their drums or their drums in one folder and their music in another folder and their lead vocal in another folder, BVs in another, effects in another. You can close them all up and work on. You don't use that.
I hate folders.
I fucking love folders. So
I love
much.
it.
Yeah, I like them now too.
My OCD mind is like
need
a piece.
It depends on like uses. Like even for like the mix, I had like 5 songs in one session, and they were all in folders. So just like for certain things, it works out. You can have your cleans in a different folder, and shit. There are definitely uses for it. But I could get really. What I don't like though with the aux folders is say. This whole solo thing, because if the aux folder is solo saved and you solo something else, it doesn't translate the things. That's what
It's almost like
Wait,
a
say that
different
again?
workflow,
So
whether or not it's in. It's like.
No, but if you solo the folder, it solos anything that
Okay.
was previously soloed inside it.
Yeah, but like if basically I converted my old auxes to routing folders, and then when I did stems, like a lot of things would like get. That's the only time it would happen because it was automated, and I'd have to always remember to go and unsolo that one, the main folder,
Right.
Because it overrides your individual solo settings.
It
the
does,
folder.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's. It's like almost relearning a workflow that only works when you're in that workflow. So it's like.
Like the
That-
whole
it
putting the
didn't seem-
plugin thing, like the new when you drag a plugin on top
Right.
of it.
Oh
it's
my
gonna-
fucking
that
God.
keeps throwing me off, man.
Dude, how much of a nightmare has that
Well,
been?
it-
Where it reorders shit? Because I never get it in the middle.
Now you gotta aim.
Yeah,
you gotta
ever.
aim when I'm doing this shit.
You gotta
Yeah,
move
I'm
slowly.
like,
you gotta
fuck,
wait.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like
Wait,
I
I haven't
mostly
experienced
miss.
this problem yet. What's this problem?
It's-
Because something happened the other day. I was like, wait, what?
It's when you do the inserts. If you put it towards the top of the insert, it's a good feature in a way, but it's
It
just
nudges
like,
everything
it moves
corresponding.
everything down, so it's cool. You don't have to manually drag all the other ones. But
We've
if it
wanted it
happens-
forever.
But the one time
Yeah.
it does annoy you the most is with autotune when you want to drag, like when you like you just want to copy autotune over, but now you have 2 and you don't remember which one's which.
Oh God,
And,
yes.
and your auto tunes are all grouped, so if you change one but it moved one over,
Oh yeah, then
you know
yeah,
what I mean? Then
exactly.
it's like, oh,
That's hilarious.
It's like a great solution we always wanted that now has these new problems we can bitch about.
and I don't think you can undo it, right? I doubt Command Z does it.
I
No, it
don't
does
think
not.
you
No,
can
no,
undo
no.
it. The only way is like if you go back and say like open that message dialogue box that says like, "Are you sure you want to do this every time?" But nobody wants
I
that
don't wanna hit that.
dialogue
Yeah,
box.
hell
No way. So. It's an amazing feature, but it's just I feel like it's come at the wrong time. If we had it like 4 years ago, you know, it'd be great.
Yeah,
But to
that's
be
one way
honest,
about
it.
I didn't like it at first, but now I'm like, wait a minute, I'm put it right there.
So to
Slide
go a little
these down.
slower, I'm
Yeah.
usually just flying. You just gotta be like,
Yeah,
hold
just
up,
like, hold
middle
on,
of the
slow
insert.
down.
Yeah.
You know what? If you just, it's the same thing with the folders. You gotta kind of
Yeah.
muscle
I
memory
had
shit.
I've had that script in SoundFlow for a while. So it'll be like I press a button that says free up insert slot, and it tells me what's. So say I have, you know, I want to free up insert slot. Like let's just say not use numbers instead of alphabets. Free up insert slot 3. It'll like actually take my mouse and one by one drag everything down.
That's so cheap. That's so cheap.
But I mean, when it's built into Pro Tools, it happens way quicker. This is like, you know how it is with heavy plugins. Every time you move them, it
Okay, so I'm gonna get
It's
real.
like, it's like
I'm gonna get conspiratorial right now. There's those theories and those myths that inactive plugins and bypass plugins and whatever have their
John
sound.
Costelli started that
There
with,
you
with
go.
the Saturn.
There you go. So I think they really do. So, and there's even further, let's call it down the rabbit hole, people that say every 1 through 10 slot has a sound too, kind
No.
of deal.
No.
get the fuck out of here.
I've never heard
All
that.
those
Who
people-
said
Shut
that?
the fuck
Those
up.
people.
Who said that?
I don't want to think about that. No, I'm not adding that. that to,
Yo.
Hey,
that's
slot
my
2
life.
is
Now I
like
gotta think about
crazy
that.
sounding, bro.
So
It's like
sometimes when I'm
saturation.
dragging it down, I'm like, yo, my Pro Q's always second. Like, I don't know if I want to drag this
gonna
shit.
fuck
you
it
know
up.
what I'm saying?
Who
Like,
said that?
How many
Who said
Grammys
that?
I don't
these-
believe. I
do these
don't believe you,
people have?
bro. No one said that shit. No one. You just made that up. Bro. No one said that shit.
Yeah, it
If
was
they
you,
did-
wasn't it?
If they did, they're fired, man.
Yo, you know that's what we should do. Just start like random bullshit rumors to mess
That's
with
a
people.
great fucking idea.
And to see if people actually listen or they
They
just
will.
go by what people say.
No,
That's probably what they do.
Yo,
The-
I'm sure it's like if
Oh
us,
yeah,
if
my
we all say
SSL
something-
console is a decoy piece of gear. Like I just make people think that I'm doing something that I'm not.
No, if you put 2 trim plugins and flip the phase on both, shit sounds amazing, bro.
Just like extra in phase.
We all do it. It's
Yo,
a secret of
speaking
the
of
pros,
which, that's
dude.
another conspiracy in my head that I'm like, yo, is this really? so you know how
what blogs are you
delay
on?
delay compensation, right? So
Yeah.
delay, even though it's very minor and every plugin has a sound or whatever. So it's like if you're working on, let's say, a left-right something and you try and flip the phase, would you maybe need to put the trim plugin on the other one without flipping the phase? You know, just so your time alignment or delay compensation kind of lines up.
Oh, I
with-
always do that and bypass it if it. Well, it depends. If it are we talking? If it's a
Talking
parallel
trim?
thing or a hardware insert, especially, that's different. Unless I'm misunderstanding, right? Is that the type of shit you're talking about to make sure they have equal amount of delay?
Of, I guess, yeah.
I don't know.
But
what do you guys?
it's like some people do, like just with the trim plugin
If I-
to flip the phase.
Huh? I spaced out for a minute.
Wait, is that
That's
is that with hardware? Because what I do with hardware is I
ADD's
actually
a
run.
bitch.
I run.
I know.
If I have 2 mono units that I have to use as stereo, I'll run tone
Two instances.
and then measure it back and then make sure before I do anything, before I
Right.
start using it, and then make sure that they're at the same level, and then I'll start using. Is that kind of what I'm not sure.
No. It's let's say you have left and right overhead tracks, and you put trim on one and flip the phase to see if it's out of phase. But then you might put trim on the other one and leave it like that, just
Yeah,
so
I
they're
do that.
aligned.
I do that.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
I always
They have
make
equal
sure.
amount of
Yeah,
delay.
you have to.
Yeah.
You have to do that.
Oh, so look
Yeah.
who's on the conspiracy.
No, that's not.
I said I did it too. I do the same shit too, but that's not that
That's
conspiratorial.
not.
That's
not-
regular.
Yeah, that's regular.
Yeah.
Regular.
Yeah.
You do that anyway. Yeah.
So that's what, for delay
Yeah.
compensation, or
I'm sorry.
is that delay
To make
compensation
sure they-
related?
Yeah,
in
yeah.
case it slips by delay composition.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's for delay because sometimes the algorithm doesn't always get it right.
Yeah, exactly.
So the way delay compensation works, from my understanding, is that there's a reported amount from the plugin that the DAW listens to, and then it incorporates that in that amount into what it reports to the mixer, and then it offsets the mix by that amount. Yeah.
Yeah.
And some plugins are very well known for not reporting the correct values and the correct amounts. And there are bugs when it comes to delay compensation where you could have the same plugin twice and it could report different values. So that's why I like to use a plugin, like a very lightweight plugin like Trim, that is a stock Avid plugin, and just duplicate that, like you said, twice and flip the phase on one of them. I would never put Trim on one channel and just flip the phase on it and expect a good outcome.
Like I do.
I love trim.
So shit,
And
we're all learning here. You know
Even
what I'm
when you
saying?
do parallels and stuff,
That went
if you
over
have,
their
like,
head.
if you duplicate the audio track, I would do it on that.
Okay, that's something I definitely don't do.
Yeah.
So I definitely need to.
Just like even if it's like
shit
it just there, not doing anything, just going through it, just because what just said, you never know. And that delay compensation is something that you just wanna. I hope one day that it's not something
Yeah.
we need to think about. I feel like every year we talk about delay
Yeah, but
compensation.
it's not down to the door, or there's no single person that can fix it. Like every plugin manufacturer has to get their reporting correct. They have to test. You got to think like when it comes to building plugins, you got a lot of doors that you're building for as well, as Calin's finding out nowadays. So you have to test for things you never thought you would have to use in your life, like digital performer or and
Things you never thought you'd have to touch with a 10-foot pole, like digital performance.
Audacity.
but your plugin has to support it, right?
Yeah.
So, like it's not just a lot of Pro Tools users get in this mindset of being like, why didn't they just do this and do that? But like, when you've got a team of however many employees and you're trying to dedicate. You have to be fair to everyone, and you're trying to get everything right all at the
Dude,
same time.
it's so true. It's
And
when you're
there's a
on the
lot-
other side, it's like, oh, I'm a dick as an engineer. Like this shit is not easy.
Yeah.
And you have limited resources, and it's really hard to make it to do what everybody wants. And no matter how hard you try and how long you take, someone's going to be on gear sluts. It's called.
Yeah.
Just
the name
complaining about how you just did. You know what I mean? Like you can't. Yeah. So I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, and wait, what were we talking about?
Yo, I've got a question
Yo.
about delay compensation.
We're also
Um,
ADD.
Yo, so sometimes, I don't know if you guys have also noticed this, but say I've got my throw tracks and I've got a bunch of throws and effects on them, and my delay compensation's good on all of my audio tracks, but if I inactivate my effects towards the end, sometimes I'll just get a higher number on my audio tracks, all of a sudden randomly, and I'm like, what the fuck?
And it'll turn
If-
red.
So I'll just keep them on, or like orange, or
Okay, I'll tell you what it is.
Yeah.
And I figured
Help
this
me.
out in a tracking session. If I have, say, for example, I have something going on, let's just say bus 5 and 6.
Right.
And I have an aux made for bus 5 and 6. But now I delete that that aux, so I have a send going somewhere but not returning anywhere. Pro Tools is trying to calculate the delay and it freaks out.
Got
and
it.
it adds more shit. I figured this out in the tracking days back in shit
Yeah.
because I had something in my tracking template and I just didn't use that anymore. So I deleted that whole aux, but I didn't delete the send from one of the tracks, and it caused a crazy amount. It just made delay compensation freak out a bit.
Well, it goes into like a delay compensation loop
Exactly. Yeah.
makes sense. Okay, cool.
where it gets confused.
Yeah.
I think it's also important to like keep track of your I/O as well outside. Like, a lot of people don't look at their I/O very often, but I mean, look, I'll let you into a little bit of a secret.
Hit us with it, baby.
Let's go.
Get out your notepads, children.
I start from scratch on everything, man.
Really?
Yeah, like if someone sends me a session, that session is not.
It's loaded with all kinds of shit.
That session is.
Yeah. Rip
it all
you
down,
okay
you
to
took-
having a little vape? Are you right there? You look good. Yeah. Nice. We love Nico for that. Bro,
This is an anything goes kind of podcast.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
that's
As
so
I
true though.
I
Jeff.
bust down.
I thought you had the
Let's
candies.
get a new one.
It was, yeah. Too many things go wrong, bro.
It's also the I/O, but also because a lot of times that comes from the recording session. So that whole track in the audio folders and the clip list is loaded with a bunch of bullshit that doesn't need to be there.
It's just like when you get a session, bro, and I agree with you, like from someone, you never know what you're gonna get, yeah. And a lot of the settings in Pro Tools they carry over with the session.
It's the worst thing
Right?
ever. Yeah.
That
And,
might be
like-
where I fucked up that delay compensation shit.
Well, no, it definitely is. It's always
Yeah.
something that you received, But like you obviously opened someone else's thing and you took it from there. But what I do now is like as soon as a session comes in, I have my own template that is built from scratch in that version of Pro Tools. If a new version of Pro Tools comes out, there's a new template that gets made.
Oh,
I'm not
wow.
even risking it. You know what I mean? I'm not using an old template. And then all the stems, everything gets imported in, yeah? It'll be import session data, yeah, but not like we meticulously go through and uncheck everything that doesn't matter, like even down to setting the tempo from scratch again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there's too many little things that happen. Like there's stuff that was going on that was driving me insane, man, and it was like I couldn't figure it out.
Also, when I get these sessions, like it just scratches my like OCD itch, where it just makes me feel. Do you guys feel that way? Or it just makes you feel fucking crazy because you're like, I have to work within these parameters. If I'm gonna keep this session, there's shit I have to deal with I would never fucking do.
Yeah.
But I have to deal with it, and it just makes me feel like nuts. And then sometimes I'll just tear it the fuck down as well. It just depends on the session, but.
Oh, what was it? It was something that was happening, Calin, that was like, it was just driving us absolutely crazy, and we couldn't figure it out for the longest, and it was coming in off people's sessions. It was like, oh, bro, it was sound flow. Sound flow wouldn't work unless I started from my session template from scratch.
Oh yeah, it was
Like-
searching for plugins. Did they fix that though?
No, but there's a bunch of other things, you know, because I've got all these stem things going on that automatic. I can go to bed and leave it running.
Yeah.
If I had SoundFlow running on a session that I received from someone else, it never ran. You know what I
I
mean?
actually
Like-
had a SoundFlow error
Really?
with a completely
Yeah,
different
man.
like with my I/O with Atmos and all that. Like it was just unless I quit the program, it
That must be annoying as shit to figure
yeah.
out because you probably that's like the
it's
1,000th
the
thing you're gonna
last
check.
fucking thing. Yeah, this doesn't pass audio. Why would I look into that?
Yeah.
But these are the things that you deal with, and you don't think you're going to have to deal with these things getting into this industry, do you? When you was younger, you're like, yeah, this, just use this stuff. With hardware, we never really had these problems. It's all computer stuff.
Yep.
And that's why they call us engineers, because that's where I kind of don't feel bad about using the term engineer, because sometimes I'm like, we just fucking make music. What are you talking about, engineers? But
Yeah.
there's some shit we be solving. I'll tell you
Definitely,
that much.
man.
Yeah.
So
Oh no, man.
yeah, what's
Folders, another use for folders. Back
Okay.
to folders. When you commit shit, I put the old stuff in folders just in case I need to get back to it. 'Cause-
That's
Okay.
and
yeah,
then
we
I
do
hide
that.
it.
Oh, I do that too. Every
Right,
time.
yeah.
Every time I commit something, I'll have
Like a committed folder.
a committed folder, so
yeah.
you could and just deactivate, or well, it's committed. But even if they send me multiple versions where they commit shit, I'll always hang on to the uncommitted
Or if
one.
they've re-recorded vocals halfway through your mix.
Yeah, you got whatever the
For the
fuck you
first
had,
time,
you
second
gotta
time,
keep it.
third time, fourth time, fifth time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good use for
After
folders.
mastering.
Yeah.
third feature they scratched?
Yeah, dude.
Oh yeah, scratched features. Take that guy off. Keep him in there in case we're cool with Buddy again.
If he decides to chill out, maybe he'll get back on the track. Yeah, just be an extra.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. I had a producer the other day, not mentioning any names, asked me to duplicate the kick drum track.
What does that even mean?
Just be like, yeah, I did it.
You mean like make it 3
Make it
dB
louder?
louder?
Yeah, exactly. Put it louder.
Did you duplicate it? It makes it louder.
Wow.
No shit.
Did he have you pan him hard left and right?
I was gonna say the only thing you can possibly do is if it happens to be mono-ish but it's not. It's really stereo, faking and looking like
It's
mono
pan law, bro.
kind of thing.
It's
like
3 dB.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Yeah, I know, dude.
yeah, you're right. It is pan law.
Or when they give you notes and they're like, turn this 0.2 dB up. I'm like, yeah, it's done. They're like, how'd you do it so
Right,
fast?
just
I'm like, don't worry about
yeah,
it.
just change the name of the bounce.
Fuck outta here.
Yo, got you.
That
Yeah.
I haven't heard about that in a long.
It's like those dangerous Monitor ST remotes that have the PPI button on them. It's the producer pacification indicator. It doesn't do anything, and they're like, when they're to ask you anything dumb as shit, you're like, yeah, boop.
That's
it
what-
lights up, and they're like, oh yeah, there it is, bro. And you're like, yeah, that's right.
I think that's what got me into the 0.1 dB territory.
Just dealing with that
just
shit?
feel like I did it. Can't say I didn't.
I did it. I did what you asked.
Yeah.
A little bit.
A little bit up. Tad. They always say a tad.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Well, yeah, what is a tad for you? Is it 0.3? Or is it 0.5?
A tad actually, Dave.
It's a good combo, actually.
Dave had like a really good theory on this, and it was like the human ear can't perceive blah blah blah. Us as engineers, we perceive much smaller, but the regular guy can't perceive less than a dB of change to actually consider change or something like that. And I kind of I think it was the first click that Pro Tools will allow you is like set 0.7. So that to me is like,
Without hitting command.
yeah.
Okay.
You know, it's like
Right,
attack.
right,
It's
right.
like it's so. Because
I
I
think
would,
I always hit
I would,
command
I would
all
raise
the
shit a
time.
little bit, and Dave would be like, "Yo, raise that shit." Like he said, turn it up, and turn the motherfucker
Right.
up. I'd rather him tell me turn it down, because I turned it up too much, than him to be like, "Can you turn it up even more?" Like you fucking idiot.
Yeah.
So, it's like just be a man with that shit.
Yeah.
So, but
Yeah.
I was already loud or something. 0.7 does it. That's like, you know.
If I agree, I do always do 1.2 personally. If
Okay.
I'm like, I could come up a little bit, and I'm
Okay.
like, but yeah, I think the funny theme here is it's like learning how to translate what these people are talking about is an essential skill as an engineer. Turn it up like a hair is different from like, yeah, turn it up a notch.
Well,
Right.
sometimes
Or like, it depends on the artist.
I'll put the argument in that like it depends on what the element is, right? So like if there's something that's like hidden and you turn it up a dB, yeah, it's not going to make it visible.
No.
You know
Right.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you might need to like put 10 dBs on that motherfucker.
If it's something
Yeah.
like compressed in the back and it's
Yeah.
like a quiet thing, adding a dB changes nothing.
Nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it all depends on the element. Like I just go by my ear, but my clip gain's set to 1 dB. Like I don't do nothing in decimals ever.
Oh, really?
Oh, 1 deep.
Yeah, nah, bro. It's not worth it.
Oh, shit.
Mine's a half dB.
Same.
At least half.
Same,
But
but I
then-
think
but then I have
usually
sound
hit it
flow
twice
buttons.
anyway, so
Yeah.
it's like, might as well.
I know, and I try to end up on the even number every time.
I know,
What are we
yeah.
doing?
I
think
have
you're right.
sound flow that does 2.5. So when I want a bigger jump, I'll just press it once
Yeah.
in my sound flow. That's 2.5.
Oh, that's
Man, I think I'm gonna change mine to 1 because I'm always hitting it twice.
Same, dude. Yeah, I know.
Like
I
on
think-
time when it's jamming.
I think I'm
like,
going to change mine to 1.5 because it's half of 3. And 3 is 200%.
exactly.
If you want to get involved in math, like we can.
But it's not. It's also perceived within the
course,
mix,
of
right?
course.
So
It's just like there's. I don't know, mate. Half the time it's like you do it and then they go, that's too much, actually bring it back down.
always.
So you always end up where you were in the first place anyway.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like I was right from the beginning.
Right.
Yeah, you always end up back at mix 1.
It's also
It's like that
understanding.
Michael Jackson reference, right?
you know, I was gonna say, Dave always said when he worked with Beyonce, Matt, you know, her dad, a manager. Every time, didn't matter how the mix sounded, she's like, "Okay, great. Now give me a version with the vocals a dB up." You know, it didn't matter who, what, when, or where. It's every
Just
time.
always have it, yeah.
always.
Yo, that's smart. Yeah, man, vocal up. That was that was the old school
that
thing
was
to
the
do.
Right.
vocal up was like always a thing. Like,
Yeah, vocal down, vocal up.
Yeah.
Now we just kind of lock in. What's up, Ian? Shout out, Ian. Shout out, Arturia. Yes, sir. Arturia in the building.
Big up Arturia.
Yeah.
Me and Tiger do a thing where we do 2 versions, one with the bass up and one with the bass like where we think it should be. And then we go to the club, like, you know, he performs in Vegas every weekend. And we'll play like 30 seconds of the first version and then play the song again, but now it's the different version, do you know what I mean? So we
That's
can get
dope.
an idea of what one works in the club better.
It's so clutch.
That's
so useful.
smart.
And it's like, you really hear it, you know what I mean? Like, you can really hear it when it's in the club, like, you're like, oh yeah, that shit, that's
How
way
much
too
louder
much.
is the?
It's
Could
not
be a
a,
dB or
it's
two,
not a
it's
number,
depends.
it's just like where it feels
Like
like,
a nut-
it's
yeah.
right, just
Yeah.
on the line, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It might not even be a thing, it might just be like louder, but like just right where before the clipper starts to distort and, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
right on the edge. And then
Yo.
we'll play that one, and then in the club you can tell straight away, like, oh no, it's too much.
Yeah.
Oh, no, actually, that one works way better.
Right. Yeah, I mean, MGK told me something the other day too. He was like, yo, man, all of your roughs sound dope, but I was in the club, and I just wanted that vocal up a little bit more. But he's like everything you're doing's right, but just kind of don't do the right thing and just smash it and make it a lot louder, just for like the club like
Yeah.
ones. And I was like, okay, cool, yeah. I mean, sure, that makes sense because you just want it to be clear in that setting, like all the time. So I'll just
Yeah,
I'm
dude.
like,
Also, clubs aren't like it depends on where it is. Sometimes they're
Right.
not even right. Like for an artist when they're there and they can't hear themselves, they'll
On stage
freak
is
out.
different from front of house, you know what I mean,
Yeah,
or on the
right,
dance
yeah.
floor. And Pop Smoke used to say to me the opposite of that. He used to say, turn me down, woo.
got you, yeah.
Because, like, he wanted to feel the music more and wanted to dance more. He was all about dancing and he wanted to feel the music. So, like,
Right.
for him, it was like, my vocals are too loud.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Interesting. Yeah.
So it's like everyone's got a different mindset when it
Yeah.
comes to that shit. But, you know, I mean, you know, I think it depends on how much ego everyone's carrying.
100%. That is all it is.
Yo, what are some of the things you guys do to get your bass, hitting?
Leave it alone.
Okay.
Yeah, just don't like filter it.
Just
Don't
Volume.
don't high pass it. You mean?
Volume knob?
Yeah, I don't do that.
Yeah. It fucks it up. Makes the
I
phase
did. I
weird.
did
Makes
do
it-
that for a little bit, like at 10 hertz and shit like that.
Yeah.
So
Makes
it
it
depends
so
on the
weird,
song.
man.
Some pop stuff, it'll clean it up, and this, that, and the other.
R
Depends
bass
on
and Saturn too for me, or Imagine combination. Personally.
R bass and Saturn.
Yeah.
Just for like adding a little more perceived. If you need it, don't do it for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
But if you feel like it could have a little more perceived sub, the R bass gives you that perceived extra bottom, and then Saturn is great for the upper notes and the cut, I suppose.
Oh,
You know what
okay.
mean?
I was gonna ask you. Yeah, do you
It's like
split
one
it?
for one and one for the other. Well, no, I'll do them like one and then the other. I don't split it though.
But no multi-band on the Saturn.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I will do probably multi. It depends, but
just the
usually,
top.
just the
Yeah.
high shit. Everything
Right.
above all the mud and all the.
What's your favorite
Oh,
drop-down flavor?
Dude, I use. It just depends. I just from gentle saturation or
To
whatever
heavy.
it is, all whatever sounds tight, and always try it from a little to a lot on the wet. But I mean, even just the default, I think sounds great.
Yeah,
half
it does.
the time, whatever the fuck that is. I forget which one. Is that the gentle one or is that something else? You guys remember?
I can't remember. It's
Whatever.
maybe like tape or something. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it is. Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Well, like what type of bass though? Because bass is different. Like, a Fender P bass and a jazz bass are totally different from one another in terms of their tones. And then, a Pierre 808 kick is different from the bando.
I was
kick
waiting for you to say the bando kick. 'Cause I've only heard you use that term.
I just got that from Kanye. He used
Yeah,
to
I
call it the
remember he
bando
does.
kick.
Yeah.
But it's really a.
That's like
808.
what like Wheezy does. That's what it is. Which is essentially there is no kick, but you try to get the attack
On the
on
808.
the 808 to feel like a kick.
But it kind of
Sometimes the
flams
transient.
like.
Sometimes a
Yeah.
transient designer on 808 is just like the most
Oh yeah,
magical
that
fucking
really
shit
helps
ever.
a lot. That neutron folk,
Yep.
that's what I use.
Yeah.
for
Word.
transient
Yeah.
design.
Word.
You have to show me that one, bro.
It can be really clutch. I mean, it's not a go-to, but I think for certain, I think what we were talking about when you want the 808 to hit.
Sometimes it's a good thing. Like if the fundamental root note of the bass is at like 30 hertz, yeah. Because a lot of people, let's face it, yeah, they're making music I'm a producer as well, so I understand this from this level, yeah. But like, people are making music in the wrong key a lot of the time, so their fundamental will be at like 25 hertz.
When it's that too low key, you're like,
It's
fuck,
too
it's
low.
one of these again. I gotta
It's
deal with
one of
this shit
these,
again.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay, now you're in D minor basically, bro. Like
Yeah.
that, and you're not anywhere where you should be. Like the song's in the wrong key for starters. If you're gonna do this,
Right.
do you know what I mean? You can't come up an octave because you're too high. Then
That's why so many songs are in F minor, I think, right? Isn't that one of the most
yeah,
common
that's
ones?
the best.
It's
I mean,
kinda
that's
hits
really
right.
the best key, isn't it? F minor, F.
Yep.
Yeah, E hits nice too.
Yeah.
But it's like, the thing is that why, if you're going to do that, a lot of the time what I'll do is I'll like surf the fundamental and bring that down and like push the second and third harmonics of the 808.
Yeah.
Because it's like those are the ones that are going to hit in people's cars or in the headphones or on the thing. Like no one's got 18-inch subs in their house. Do you know what I'm saying? So
Except for
really,
me.
no one's really listening, except for Nico. No one's really listening to the fundamental. And so, a lot of the time, all that information is just being used up and soaking up all the headroom.
All the headroom.
And 80% of the people out there, 90% of the people aren't even going to experience that fundamental. you
That's
know
why I
what
like Saturn for those, for bringing all that shit out that everybody actually gets to hear. You know what I mean? Or tools
Exactly.
Like that, just adding
But it sounds to me
saturating.
like you're
I actually
boosting that
use-
stuff. I just do it the opposite way. I like bring that out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's the same thing, more or less.
Yeah, I guess
So
so.
you're adding harmonics, right?
I
Yeah,
use bass overdrive, BOD. It's
Oh
a
yeah, you put me
bass
on
pedal.
that. That's sick.
You like it? You
I love
fucking with it?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
It's
Who
dope
makes
on
that?
808s.
It's a bass guitar pedal, and there's a free plugin, BOD
sick.
overdrive. It's like yellow and black.
Yeah.
Nice.
My secret sauce. I've been giving it out. Fuck
That's
it.
dope. I gotta check that out.
Another
yeah.
good one for doing the harmonics, which I actually got from, I was talking to Guru about this last night. I saw on one of his things. Surf EQ, like apart from like the actual surfing, in the middle band, there's like this waveform button, and when you press that, if you obviously you got to get the fundamental right. It has to be the right key, but it adds the harmonics for all of that, and it moves with the note.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. I didn't even know
shit.
that feature
I don't know if
existed.
I never knew that, and I use that plugin a lot.
Yeah,
Until our boy came out with the new shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Until the vocal EQ came out.
Yep.
Yeah,
Same.
that shit's gangsta.
Well, you just gave my secret away. I didn't know you guys did that shit. No, I use Surf EQ a lot on 808s.
It's good, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
dude.
dope.
Yeah, the
works
subsynth
well.
is cool too, but it can be
It
heavy.
can be pretty aggressive,
really heavy, but only
yeah,
sometimes.
Some records it was that, and then I also have a pair of the actual Voice of God, like the hardware
yeah.
unit. So
Oh,
once in a
what?
while, when there's not enough weight, I'll like print it back in. And
What's the
carry
one
it.
that'll blow your fucking speakers immediately? Or
R-bass.
Low ender? R-bass.
Oh, low air.
The default setting on R-bass is
Like,
ignorant
our
as
bass
fuck.
is great, man. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
if you have like a sample in a song that has bass in that you want to bring out where
Yeah,
like
it's, like,
where
perfect.
no other bass is playing or something, it
Yeah.
makes things nice, bro.
Yeah.
It like makes my room rattle in a nice way. It's got a nice low end. You have to move obviously the frequency down to like 40 hertz or 50
Yeah.
hertz.
Yeah, default's at like 80 or something. Right?
Yeah, it's at
Yeah.
80 and at 0, it's just like earth-shatteringly, it's just like way too much in a bad way every time. I don't know why that's
Low
default.
air though, that shit will blow everything.
That's the one I was
out.
thinking of was- yeah, it
that'll
was
blow
low
your
air.
freaking windows out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, the default will blow your shit up. It's kind of crazy. Be careful.
Yeah.
So, what's up to you guys?
Shit. Any gripes, complaints?
Now we're all positive here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
big
good.
positive energy.
I think.
Good.
Wait, how many of you guys have moved to Silicon yet? You just
Yeah, I
went.
just
I liked
did.
your system. I think that's that's my biggest issue is where I'm trying to figure out whether it's time now.
Just
do it.
We were
I
just
know
talking
my,
about
my
this.
stuff's getting antiquated. Like HTX on my thing wasn't supported on one version, so I had to go to an older version. It's just I don't know. That's my biggest.
I feel like
dilemma
me
right
getting
now.
that 2019 Mac Pro was just the worst.
That thing fucked
Apple,
me so bad, dude.
Worst
I need a
Apple
refund.
investment of all time.
I wish they would really give me a refund for that.
I know.
Like,
Or just
Really?
let me pay $5,000 to upgrade it to the new shit.
yeah.
Give me that option. But yeah, we got shafted
Oh,
pretty
I'm
big with
loving
that.
mine, man.
Really?
Yeah, but
The
you
i9
also
2019?
There's Stephen Slate standing here.
Shout
looking
out
at it,
Steven
you know.
Slate in the building.
Shout out to Steven
He
Slade
can't
looking
hear us.
handsome-ish.
He's our
Yeah.
he's on
There
the
he
next
is.
one. So yeah, man.
All right.
No, I mean, I don't know. I disagree with you, bro. That Intel Mac Pro that I got
Really?
is like the best thing before that, I guess. Yeah.
I was using a really old 2010 Mac Pro before that, amazingly, or 2012 maybe, but it runs really well for me, to be honest with you, but it makes me feel like I just got shafted. Cause
Yeah, I was just
gonna
gonna say
have
it
to
hits
switch
different
soon.
when he bought it brand new for like 10K, and
okay, yeah.
you're
I
getting
got a
it
good price,
Yeah, you
yeah,
got
I
it
got
like.
good.
Well, I got
half-
25% off through my brother-in-law.
No, no.
Shout out,
Dude,
Justin.
when you buy it right now, you can get the same thing for like $3-4 grand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's insane.
I bought
That's
two
what
of
I'm
them
talking
at the
about.
same time. I was like, I need two actually.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I do want to move to the M1, but I read something about the PCI cards with HDX and stuff like this and
Compatibility.
Not
I feel like
they're
they're moving forward with the M chip faster than they're moving forward with the compatibility, but they'll get it.
That's what we were just talking. Like, because right now we're like the studio is halfway through its cycle. Okay, it's exactly halfway through its cycle.
Oh yeah, we were just talking about
Do we wait to get the new one, and now when the new one comes out, it's going to take a while for everything to catch up?
The Mac
or do you
Pro,
bite the
the
bullet?
new Mac Pro is not a Mac Pro.
I'm talking about the
It's
studio.
a studio, but I'm
Okay.
just saying
Yeah, yeah.
the new Mac Pro, the
Yeah.
M1, is the studio essentially just in a chassis that can take PCI cards.
Right.
But it's not really. There's nothing you can do. You can't
Yeah.
change. You can't change the components or upgrade it or anything. It's pretty
right,
much
right.
a
It's
studio.
not modular. Yeah, that makes sense.
So, I would just wait, bro. It's halfway through its cycle. I mean, is that what you're looking at doing? Getting a Mac Studio?
I just need something now. I'm getting at that point where, dude, I was like, I had to do something. My computer was just.
I
wanted
kind of
to-
had it, man. And I was
Yeah.
like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I got to do it right now.
Usually
Yeah.
when I go through issues, it's not when I'm starting some shit. It's always when I've done the mixes, and right at the end, it's like change something, and obviously
God,
by
it's the
then
worst
my shit
feeling ever.
is super heavy anyway because of the amount of Acoustica and all that shit I use.
I get into that a
everything's at
lot.
16x.
You start committing things, and
Yeah,
then
exactly.
you're like,
Freezing shit.
is the delay off? Is it gonna fuck with my? It's the worst.
And even commit, that's another thing that I wish they would fix. Like when you commit a hardware insert, you still have to go and nudge it back. Like, what
No,
the
you
hell?
don't.
It just depends, man. It depends on
Why'd
how
you
much.
have to nudge it?
Because it won't always line up depending on the system you're on and everything.
Really?
It just
Mine
sometimes-
is like sample accurate, bro. Everything. But you have to put your put your numbers in.
Yeah.
You have to put your compensation in on
Point
your
one,
hardware
point two,
insert.
Yeah,
whatever.
no, I have all Avid stuff, so it's meant to be automatic. There's no like you don't have to deal with the hardware delay compensation numbers. When
Well,
you're
that only accounts if you're using only analog gear. Like if you have like a digital reverb, for instance.
yeah.
Then
See, that's
then there's latency occurring. So you have to set the reverb to dry, put a beep through it, look at the offset, and put the offset
Exactly.
amount into the insert delay. Like you have to do that, otherwise like stuff will be out. And
That's crazy. Yo, that's like beyond my pay grade. I'm working on it, gentlemen. But
I
for
commit
now,
a lot of hardware, that's
Yeah.
why. But for now, let's
True.
fucking get out of here.
true. Yeah, it's
Speaking of Beyonce, let's go see
in the
Stu.
box.
Mix and
Yeah,
yeah. Let's go
real
see
quick.
Stu,
That's
man.
right, yo.
All right.
All right, yo. We'll catch y'all next time.
We love you, Stu.
Yes, sir.
Stu's the goat.
Faders of the Lost Art.
Thank you, Nico.
Peace. Thanks, brother.
Thanks, brother.
Shout out Cloud. Thank you guys.
Yeah, shout out Cloud mics, Cloud lifters. Does
The
does
impedance
anybody
gods.
use Cloud lifters?
Oh, yeah,
Cloud
all the time.
mics?
For an RE20,
Why wouldn't you?
it's like part of the mic now.
It's
unusable
it's
without
in
it,
the,
honestly.
It's in the case usually.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah, we use them all the time on SM7Bs.
SM7Bs
Yeah,
are-
exactly.
yeah.
That's the other one. Both those you have to
Every
have it.
time. Yeah, it's in the.
I like
it's in
I like
the-
these new ones with the variable impedance as well.
That's dope. They were telling me they were gating some of this noise with the impedance as well.
Oh,
so
wow.
you can use it to obviously change tonality, but you can also somehow gate with the impedance matching. So that's fucking sick.
Crazy.
Oh, there you go.
just
there,
did it.
There
Nice.
you go. Look at that. Did you hear that?
Oh shit.
Let's
Gate
that
those
kick drum.
fucking drums. Yeah. Rock and roll.
Hell yeah.
Cool.
Well, all right. We'll catch you guys next time. Faders of the Lost Art 2024 live at NAMM. Peace.
Thank you guys.
Don't forget to share, comment, like, and subscribe. And see you next time on Faders of the Lost Art.